Hello to you, beautiful ladies. I want you to lean in a little closer right now because we need to talk about something that truly matters when it comes to deeply satisfying your man in bed. It isn't about a pocket full of tricks. It isn't about having a flawless body. And it most certainly isn't about trying to replicate everything you've seen online. True satisfaction boils down to one essential thing: how you make him feel when the rest of the world falls away, the lights are dim, and it is just the two of you. There is a secret that most women never hear. Men do not keep a mental catalog of specific moments or moves. They hold on to emotions. They remember the depth of how relaxed they felt, how intensely desired they felt, and how safe they felt just being their raw selves with you. When a man is genuinely happy in bed, truly fulfilled, it's more than just physical pleasure. It is a blend of connection, confidence, and profound closeness wrapped into one experience he cannot forget. Today, I'm going to show you how to craft that specific feeling. We aren't going to do it by trying harder. We are going to do it by understanding what truly touches a man's emotional and intimate core. So much advice focuses entirely on the main event, what happens during intimacy. But the real magic, the alchemy that makes a man feel soul deep bonded to you, often occurs immediately after. This is the crucial juncture where closeness can transform a fleeting physical experience into a lasting emotional memory he carries with him. When the physical intensity ends, if you choose to stay connected instead of pulling away to retreat into yourself, something powerful shifts inside his heart. Visualize this scenario. Instead of immediately rolling over, reaching for your phone, or jumping up to tidy up, you just stay. You rest your head on his chest. You let your hand linger softly on his skin. You just breathe together in unison for those few quiet seconds. That calm, unguarded proximity signals to him, I am here with you completely, not just for the physical moment, but emotionally too. Men may not always articulate this need out loud, but they crave this sense of being chosen and want it that goes beyond mere physical urge. Closeness immediately following intimacy makes a man feel profoundly safe. His internal defenses drop, his body is able to truly relax, and his emotions open up when you remain near him, perhaps softly touching his arm or tracing slow idle circles on his skin. It broadcasts a silent message. It says, I enjoyed being with you. I feel connected to you right now. That sensation lingers long after the actual moment is concluded. Eye contact matters here far more than people realize. A gentle smile, a soft gaze into his eyes, or even a quiet, shared laugh builds incredible warmth between you. You don't need to come up with clever or dramatic things to say. Sometimes a simple whisper like, "Oh, I love just being close to you like this," can make his heart melt. Simple, easy words spoken slowly can land very deeply. This specific kind of closeness also trains him to associate intimacy with comfort, affection, and emotional reward. Instead of feeling like the intimacy was purely transactional or physical, he feels emotionally replenished. Over time, this shapes his desire to want more moments with you, not just in bed, but in life generally. He will want to talk more, touch more, and remain physically closer to you simply because he feels good in your presence. Another beautiful aspect of ending with this type of closeness is that it generates trust. When you don't rush to escape the moment, he feels accepted. He feels like he doesn't have to put on a performance or impress you. He can simply exist and be himself with you. That trust becomes the bedrock for deeper desire and a much stronger connection later on. This closeness doesn't need to be a long, drawn-out, dramatic event. Even just a few minutes of shared silence, soft touching, or relaxed, sleepy conversation can make a massive difference. It is about presence, not duration. It's about consciously choosing connection over distraction. When you can conclude intimacy with closeness, you aren't just pleasing his body, you are nurturing his emotional self. And when a man feels emotionally tethered to you, he naturally becomes more attentive, more affectionate, and significantly more invested in the relationship. That is the quiet secret. Closeness after intimacy doesn't just end that specific moment beautifully. It makes him want to return to you again and again. Now, I want to talk about one of the most powerful things you can ever offer a man in bed: comfort and total acceptance. This might sound basic, but it is deeply seductive because underneath his confidence, underneath his desire, and underneath his masculinity, every man wants to feel safe with the woman he is with. Safe enough to relax, safe enough to be his authentic self, safe enough to stay present instead of feeling like he is performing a role. When you radiate comfort, you create a sanctuary where he doesn't feel judged, rushed, or measured against some invisible standard. Your calm energy tells him, you're enough right here. You don't have to impress me. I want you exactly as you are. And that feeling, it absolutely melts him. Acceptance shows up in the micro moments. It's in the way you stay close instead of recoiling. It's in the way your body remains open and relaxed to him. It's in the way you don't overanalyze or criticize the situation as it's happening. Men are incredibly sensitive to energy, especially during vulnerable moments of intimacy. If they sense tension, hesitation, or uncertainty in you, they feel it instantly. But conversely, when they feel your acceptance, they soften, and that softness actually deepens their desire. There is something unbelievably sexy about a woman who is just comfortable in the moment. She isn't stiff with anxiety. She isn't distracted by her to-do list. She isn't worrying about her angles or what is supposed to happen next. She's just present. She is warm. She is connected. That presence makes a man feel chosen rather than evaluated. Comfort also communicates to him that intimacy with you isn't stressful, it is peaceful, and peace is highly addictive. When a man associates you with calm, ease, and warmth, he doesn't just want you physically, he wants to stay with you emotionally. He wants to linger in that space. He wants to come back to it. Acceptance means allowing him the space to be human. Some moments you share will be intense, some will be gentle, some will be quiet, some will be playful. When you flow with those natural shifts instead of resisting them because they don't match a script in your head, you show incredible emotional maturity, and that is incredibly attractive. And here is the secret most women don't realize. When a man feels truly accepted, his desire grows naturally and organically. He doesn't feel the pressure to prove his manhood. He doesn't feel the need to rush through things or withdraw emotionally. He becomes more confident because he feels grounded with you. And grounded desire is far more powerful and sustaining than forced intensity. Your softness, your openness, your ease, these are not passive qualities. They are magnetic forces. They invite him closer without you ever having to ask. They tell him, you can finally relax here. You are wanted here. Showing comfort doesn't mean losing passion. It actually deepens it because true passion isn't anxious or frantic. It is secure. It flows. When you offer acceptance, you aren't just pleasing him. You are creating intimacy that feels real. And men do not forget how a woman makes them feel in moments like that. They remember the woman who made them feel safe and desired simultaneously. And that is unforgettable. Now, let's talk about something incredibly powerful, yet so often misunderstood. You need to respond to him. Do not rush him. One of the biggest mistakes people make in bed isn't doing too little. It is doing too much, too fast. Real intimacy is not about speed or efficiency. It is about connection. And when a man feels that you are truly responding to his energy rather than racing ahead to the next step, something shifts inside of him. He relaxes, he opens up, he becomes fully present there with you. When you focus on responding to him, you are saying without words, I feel you. I am right here with you. I am enjoying this specific moment with you. That is intoxicating to a man. That is what makes him feel truly wanted instead of pressured. Men often take their cues unconsciously from how a woman reacts. Your breathing patterns, the way you touch him back, the way you move closer instead of pulling away. These are quiet signals that guide him. When you rush, even if it's unintentional due to nerves, it can make him feel like he needs to perform, keep up, or prove something. And the moment intimacy becomes a performance, the magic begins to fade away. But when you consciously slow down and respond to what is happening right now, instead of rushing to the finish line, you create space. You create space for positive tension to build, space for desire to deepen, space for him to feel confident and grounded in the moment with you. There is something deeply sexy about patience. Let's talk about the thing that truly makes a man happy in bed. It has nothing to do with technique, performance, art, or trying to do everything right. It is all about how he feels when he is with you. Because the moment a man feels tested instead of genuinely wanted, his body might still be present, but his heart quietly steps back. Men are incredibly sensitive to pressure during intimacy, even if they don't show it outwardly. When he feels like he is being evaluated, am I good enough? Am I doing this right? Is she comparing me to someone else? His desire tightens up instead of opening up. But when he feels wanted, something very different happens. His confidence relaxes. His energy softens. He leans in emotionally and physically without ever being asked. Feeling wanted means he feels chosen, not judged. It is the difference between a woman who is fully with him versus a woman who is just watching him. And men crave that distinction more than they crave perfection. When you completely let go of testing his skills, testing his reactions, testing his stamina, you create a vacuum of space for him to be fully himself. That space is intoxicating. It tells him, I want you, not some performative version of you. And that message alone can unlock a level of desire and devotion that no physical move ever could. This doesn't mean you stop expressing what you like. It means how you express it comes from a place of warmth, not pressure, a soft sigh of enjoyment instead of a critical silence, a gentle, guiding touch instead of a tense pause, a whispered appreciation instead of a comparison to the past. These subtle signals tell him he is safe with you. And safety is deeply erotic to men, even if they don't use that word for it. When a man feels wanted, he naturally gives more. He becomes more attentive to your needs, more generous with his energy, and more present. Not because he's trying to pass your test, because he wants to meet you there in that space of connection. Desire grows best in the soil of acceptance. There is also something incredibly powerful about feminine reassurance, not reassurance that sounds like patronizing praise or approval like a teacher to a student, but reassurance that just says, I'm here. I am enjoying this with you right now. That energy settles his entire nervous system. It lets him relax into the moment instead of trying to mentally control it. And a relaxed man is a responsive, connected man. Many women don't realize how deeply men fear disappointment in intimate moments. When he feels genuinely wanted by you instead of tested by you, you quietly remove that fear from the room. You replace it with confidence, and confidence changes everything. His touch, his presence, and the way he stays connected with you emotionally long after the moment ends. Letting him feel wanted also means allowing intimacy to be imperfect. It means laughing when something feels awkward instead of tensing up. It means staying close instead of pulling away in embarrassment. It means letting moments unfold organically instead of trying to manage them. This tells him, you don't have to perform for me. And that freedom is one of the greatest gifts you can give a man. What makes this so sexy is that it is effortless. You aren't trying to impress him. You are simply allowing him to feel desired by you. That flips the entire dynamic. He is no longer trying to earn your approval. He is enjoying your presence. And that is when connection deepens. A man who feels truly wanted doesn't just remember the moment. He remembers how you made him feel about himself. He felt strong, desired, and accepted. That emotional imprint stays with him. So if you want to make your man truly happy in bed, remember this. Let him feel chosen, not evaluated, wanted, not measured, desired, not tested. Because when a man feels truly wanted, he doesn't just show up in the moment physically. He shows up for you. Now, let's talk about the most powerful truth of all. You need to be present, not perfect. So many women walk into intimacy carrying a crushing weight of pressure on their shoulders. Pressure to look a certain way, pressure to perform flawlessly, pressure to be exciting and irresistible every single second. And without realizing it, that pressure pulls you right out of the moment. Your body may be there physically, but your mind is elsewhere, busy judging yourself, worrying about how you look, or comparing yourself to others. And here is what most people never tell you. Men do not fall in love with perfection in the bedroom. They fall in love with presence. Presence is when you are actually there, when you are feeling the sensations instead of thinking about them, when your attention is focused on the connection between you, not on how your hair looks or whether you're doing something right. A man feels that shift instantly. He feels it when a woman is relaxed in her own skin, when she is genuinely enjoying herself, when she is emotionally open instead of mentally distant. There is something deeply magnetic about a woman who isn't trying hard to impress. When you finally stop trying to be perfect, your body softens, your energy becomes warm and inviting, your reactions become real and authentic. And that authenticity, it's intoxicating. Being present means letting yourself breathe deeply. It means allowing pauses in the action without rushing to fill them with noise or movement. It means responding naturally to what you feel instead of performing what you think you should do. When you are present, your touch feels more intentional to him. Your closeness feels more intimate. Even your silence feels connected instead of awkward. And here is the secret. Men feel chosen when you are present with them. When your eyes linger on theirs instead of darting away nervously. When your body stays close instead of stiffening up. When your attention is fully on him instead of on your own inner critic. That makes him feel wanted in a way no perfect move ever could. Perfection creates distance. Presence creates closeness. A man doesn't remember every physical detail of what happened. He remembers how he felt being with you. Did he feel relaxed, accepted, desired? Did he feel safe to be himself? Those feelings come only from presence, never from performance. When you are present, you give him permission to be present too. His guard lowers, his breathing slows down, his confidence settles into something deeper and calmer. That is when intimacy shifts from being just a physical act to an emotional experience, from being just exciting to being unforgettable. And presence doesn't mean doing more. It often means doing less thinking, less judging, less trying, more feeling, more listening, more allowing. It is letting yourself enjoy the closeness without needing to control the outcome. It's trusting that who you are in this moment is enough. There is something incredibly sexy about ease, about a woman who seems comfortable right where she is, comfortable with her body, comfortable with the silence, comfortable with the connection. That ease wraps around a man and makes him want to stay there longer. So if you remember only one thing today, let it be this: you do not need to be perfect to make a man happy in bed. You need to be present. When you show up fully, emotionally, energetically, and honestly, you create a space where intimacy feels real, warm, and deeply satisfying. And that feeling is what stays with him long after the moment ends. Presence isn't loud, it's quiet, confident, and powerful. And once you embody it, everything changes. And here is the final truth I want you to remember. True intimacy is not about perfection, performance, or copying anyone else's script. It is simply about connection. When you bring your full presence, warmth, and genuine intention into those moments, you become unforgettable. A man doesn't just remember what you did. He remembers how you made him feel seen, wanted, relaxed, desired. When you slow down, stay connected, and allow intimacy to be a shared experience rather than a goal to be achieved, everything changes. He leans in emotionally. He opens up naturally. and the bond between you deepens without any force at all. So don't overthink it. Trust your own energy, trust your softness, trust the power of just being fully there. When intimacy ends with closeness, affection, and ease, it leaves a lasting imprint on his heart. And that is what keeps desire alive, not just for one night, but for many, many moments to come.